Please note, for maximum picture quality, it may be necessary to adjust the tracking control on your VCR.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, or Santa will murder your whole family because he doesn't care about your financial problems. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh yeah, Santa Claus is coming to adjust your tracking.
Hey!
Do. Hi, we're a podcast where we're on a venture to watch a century of cinema, decade by decade, year by year. I'm one host.
You're a
Liam.
host.
And another host.
Liam's had too many eggnogs already.
I clearly have. It's the Merry Christmas spirit. The Merry Christmas spirit.
Merry Christmas. Do you want to start again?
No.
And I'm Oliver Jones.
Hi, Ollie. How are you?
I'm good, you?
Yeah, great. This is going fine. This is all standard.
So how's your Christmas season going so far?
Yeah, I kind of started my Christmas season this weekend, actually. So it's the first kind of holiday films I watched and everything like that. Put it on, wrapped presents.
Oh yeah.
We put the decorations up. So
What are you doing for Christmas this year? Are you going to your folks or?
yeah. I spoke to my mom yesterday. Actually, I think the plan's going to be that I'll just go round there for lunch, like Christmas dinner.
Right.
And we'll share presents, and then I'll drive home. I think that's
come and wave outside my door.
I will. I'll beep and go hello, like from a distance. But I think that's the most sensible thing we kind of think of, really.
Yeah.
Because this year's a bit weird, and I know the law is like, hello, you can have everyone around, like,
Yeah.
like every family can come around, but that doesn't feel sensible to me, frankly.
Yeah.
So,
I think it just requires a lot of people to have some common sense, which I don't actually trust many people to have much common sense, to be honest. But it is what it is.
it is what it is. Are you?
Normally we have Caroline's parent, or her mom and her brother around, and my sister and my brother-in-law, my aunt and my great aunt, and my mom, my dad, me, Caroline. So there's usually quite a few of us, and obviously because you can only have. What's the limit? Is it like 3 households or something?
Yes, I think it's 3 households, but I don't think it's limited in terms of the number of people.
Yeah, but that's the problem. So, like, my aunt and my great aunt don't live together, so they live separately. Right. My brother-in-law lives in Wales. My mother-in-law lives in Somerset. So yeah, do you know what I mean? Everyone's kind of
different places,
technically different households and that, because they live with other people as well and stuff like that. So yeah, it's probably so yeah, it's just going to be me, my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law, and me and Caroline. That's it this year. And then hopefully we'll just do a bit of Zoomage or whatever with with the mother-in-law and that. Yeah,
I said to because my parents normally come up to me for Christmas, but I said to them, like, let's just do it next year when the weather's nicer and it's not winter and we've got a vaccine or whatever. Like,
you know what you can do? You can have. Do you remember the Dudley Moore Christmas film, Santa Claus the movie?
I do remember. Well, I kind of do. I mainly remember it because you bring it up every 3 days.
And John Lithgow, he creates Christmas 2.
Oh yeah.
So you go. Oh, yeah. You can have Christmas 2.
Christmas 2. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
But I've been wrapping presents. We put Christmas films on and some Christmas music. I'm feeling all kind of Christmassy, which goes well because this is our Christmas special.
It is, yeah. Course. And you wanted it to come out after Christmas, and my biggest pet peeve is when Christmas specials come out after Christmas. I'm like, no, it has to be before on the 25th of December. To Boxing Day I'll allow, but after that, no. You're pushing it.
Yeah, Boxing. Yeah, to be honest, when it is after that, everyone's like, "Oh, shut up."
Yeah,
Christmas is done. Yeah, so I think this is going to release on the 20th because I am not going to release this on Christmas Day. Like, there were hordes of people waiting to hear us talk about Christmas on Christmas Day.
Do you remember I made that Christmas superhero film and I spent I was up all night for a week just trying to get it all done. And I was hoping to get it done like several days before Christmas, but I got it done like bang on Christmas Day and I uploaded it on Christmas Day. And surprise, surprise, no one watched it.
It wasn't on everyone. Gather round, children.
Yes.
Ollie's new superhero film's out.
So, are you a fan of Christmas music then, or
No. I don't like Christmas music.
What's the song you were trying to avoid last year? Was it the Pogues one?
No, I don't mind the Pogues one, except I don't. Well, that's another conversation.
Oh, the lyric that shall not be named.
I don't mind. It's the way that kind of people enthusiastically go into that line.
Oh, I know what you mean, and they get
gives them an excuse to kind of yell it and kind of stuff. Like, it's that actually, not the line itself.
There was a song that you tried to avoid. Is it the bum bum ba-da-dum?
I hate that song. That's I really hate that song. There's quite a few I don't like, but that Czech Cavalry song I really don't like. That Christmas song. I know everyone adores it, but like,
I know the Wham songs for this year be the song that everyone's saying. Once you hear that song, you lose the game or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's a new tradition. I haven't heard it yet.
It's the
last Christmas. Yeah.
It was the first song I heard of Christmas.
Really?
So I lost the game straight away.
There's a David Bowie one as well, isn't there, that people try and avoid? Or that's the first one?
Well, it's the one with Bing... Is it Bing Crosby? And it's Little Drummer's...
Little Drummer Boy. It is that. Boy. Yeah.
Bum, he's on earth. Bum. And you've got this like crazy, kooky David Bowie going... like with the old man Bing Crosby in his like jumper, and you got like
his little cardigan,
and his like bright shining blue suit and his orange hair or whatever.
Oh god, yeah! What a weird song for David Bowie to do.
Like...
The ox and lamb kept time, power up a pum pum.
I don't mind that song. Yeah, but
no, I don't mind that song.
Bowie was just like he just liked what he liked and did what he did, didn't he? Yeah.
I just find that in Google. I typed Bowie Christmas, which brings up a whole load of weird things. Have a merry Bowie Christmas. Yeah, it's that fucking Stop the Cavalry. I hate that song. I know everyone adores it in this country, and I can't stand it. I hate the way that so much of our Christmas iconography and like media is focused on World War One and the army. I really don't like it. I don't kind of associate with it, so it annoys me.
For years, I thought it was the singer from Dexy's Midnight Runners, but it's not.
It does look like him.
Yeah, it does. That's what I always used to think, but no, it's not him.
And it's just too depressing. And there's a limit for how depressing Christmas stuff is.
Wow, like, we'll get into it today.
I know. I fucking know. This bloody film.
So, speaking of Christmas films, which ones have you been watching then?
Well, I kind of accidentally bought, or at least not bought yet, technically, Disney One subscription.
Disney Plus.
Oh, Disney Plus. It's not called Disney. It's not called Disney One. Disney Plus One. You get it an hour later.
Preparing yourself for the influx of.
No, not really, because that is too much stuff to watch.
Can I ask you, which Star Wars or Marvel spin-off were you given to direct? Because it seems like everyone got one. You get a Disney show, you get a Star Wars show, you get a Marvel show.
I'm doing Sunspot, the movie, the Marvel movie. Like, hasn't got so much attention so far, but it'll be a good one. I think I want to
do the claymation adventures of Salacious Crumb. That's what I want.
Oh, I should have said Sunspot, because Sunspot's already been in a film, hasn't he? He was in New Mutants. Oh, I named someone who's already been in something.
Yeah, rookie move.
Rookie. Oh god, it's just too much stuff. It's too much stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and I can't even remember what half of it was now. And all of it was, apart from, I think we made that joke, the only thing that wasn't something that existed already was that Pixar movie about the red panda.
I've kind of got a gripe about that though, because I think it's about a young. She's a person of color, or do you know what I mean? So she's not. She's not.
I just thought she was a little white girl.
I don't think she's white.
Oh, is it? Is it by the person who made Bao?
Bao, yeah.
Oh, that's actually made me more excited for it then.
But my issue is every time they do a film about a person who's not white, they somehow have them as a person that becomes an animal. So throughout the duration of the film, they're a fucking animal.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like Frog Princess or something. They go, "Yay, we're being forward thinking. Oh, let's make them an animal for most of the film."
Yeah, that was people's problem with Nagiri, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
In the series that we don't talk about anymore.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. It is a weird thing people do. It is a weird thing people do. I don't know. It's the only thing I could think of that looked at all anything that was new.
Well, original,
different. Original. I mean, okay, a little girl turns into a furry. It seems to be the poster, but I don't know. What are you thinking about, like Rogue Squadron and stuff? That's the biggest announcement, wasn't it?
To be fair, my memory of playing Rogue Squadron is me and you about 4 a.m, like when we were 14, like just playing it on the N64.
My friend asked me if it. Is it going to which Rogue Squadron is it going to be based on? Is it going to be based on the books? And I was like,
I doubt it.
Going to be based on me playing on N64. It's just going to be a video of me playing.
I remember when you were like, I got Rogue Squadron for my birthday, so I put it on and started to play it, and I deleted your save file. But I don't know. I mean, Patty Jenkins is a great director, so
yeah, she
I'm
is.
sure it'd be good, but I really don't care. I mean,
no, I don't. You know what my least favourite thing about Star Wars is, by a long way, is the fucking dogfighting and the jets. Yeah. That is by far what I don't care about. I know some people must adore it, but you know, people say the saving grace of the prequels are those space battles. I'm like, no, they're not. They're fucking boring.
The best space battle is the Hoth one with the AT-ATs and stuff.
Which isn't a space battle, is it?
Well, no, but it's flying ships, isn't it?
It is flying ships. That is the best one.
Yeah.
It definitely is the best one. Maybe if it's I don't know. Maybe it's good. It's hard to care. It's hard to care about any of this because there's so much of it. To Taika Waititi, he's got something happening.
Yeah, he's got one. Apparently he's writing it with the girl who I think wrote 1917. Okay,
I didn't like that film.
But I like his logo for it. It looks like one of those like 70s Star Wars comics, like with the colours and stuff for his logo and stuff. But like,
okay, I don't think I saw that.
I think he's just doing, the colourful Thor that he's doing, like bright, that kind of like 80s, 70s kind of colours. I think he's just doing that with Star Wars.
Is he doing the next Thor as well?
Yeah, he's doing the new one with the Christian Bale as the God. God.
What's it called? I was going to put Love and Monsters, but that's the
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
I've got Love and Monsters to watch. I'm interested to watch that. Apparently, it's basically like Zombieland, but with just monsters. So
that sounds fine.
Yeah.
There's so many prequels. There's like Beauty and the Beast, and isn't there a Percy Jackson one or something, or a Mighty Ducks one? Turn and a Hooch. Really? That's what's coming out. Yes.
God.
There's a bloody Sister Act 3
with Whoopi.
Yes, with Whoopi. It's like so
what
much.
IP have we got?
Yeah, what have we just adapted?
And
yeah,
let's just make it into make something out of it. And
didn't they? Isn't it? They're also Hocus Pocus sequel as well, because now that's become like a thing.
Yeah, I've seen that film, and to be honest, it's just a 90s kids film. Do you know what I mean? It didn't transcend to me beyond that. It wasn't,
It was one of my kids' films I loved.
Yeah.
I had it on VHS. That's, fine.
Yeah, but what didn't you have on VHS? That was
the
question. That's what I used to look around to your house. It was just balls of VHS, and I was like, oh.
But also, there's an Alien film, TV show.
Oh, Noah Weil, not Noah Weil. That's the guy from ER.
Yes, it is Noah Weil. They hide the wrong one.
What,
it's
is it like
guy, isn't it?
Is the wrong one? Is it like a Bill Murray, Ethan Coen situation?
Yes. Get that Noah to do Aliens.
But apparently they're rebooting Home Alone, but I don't think they announced that. I think they've already announced that at some point, and they can change it that the kids terrorizing the adults this time or something bizarre.
Well, that's what it was anyway.
So anyway, that's a good segue. Home Alone. What Christmas films did you watch?
I watched Home Alone.
Which one?
2.
Do you like 2?
No, it's the first time I've watched it since being a child.
Really?
I told you I got Disney Plus, and then Disney are pushing Home Alone hard on that service. It's not good. Home Alone 2 is not good. In every way. It's
really
not
don't
good.
like it.
No, it's really not good at all. Kevin is so much more annoying in it.
Oh, like, yeah, you understand why he's a bit annoying. He's an 8-year-old in the first one.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, for anyone who doesn't know me, Home Alone is probably my most watched film ever.
Yeah.
I'm not even lying. I love Home Alone.
No.
I think it's a fantastic film. I don't get me wrong, I understand why people don't like it, but for me, it's just like the first, when I saw it at the cinema, I came home and I booby trapped my house to protect my parents, but my parents were still awake. So when they went to bed, I'm not joking, Tonka trucks were flying in their faces, they were standing on pins and all sorts, so it was I got a lot of trouble after that. And they say that films aren't impressionable on people.
They clearly are to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hurt my parents.
No, I was trying to protect them, but I forgot that they weren't asleep yet.
Okay.
But yeah, that's
and like number 2, he's just a kid. It's precociously annoying.
Yeah, he's just a little shit in the second.
And it's one of those things that they do with kids' films, which was absolutely endemic in this time period and got worse when Disney series started existing. That they explain way too much situations where people wouldn't ask questions.
Oh, what do you mean, like Sister and all that kind of stuff? Or
Yeah. I was thinking of
film.
Sweet Life with Zack and Cody was the one in my head.
Okay, I don't think I've seen
That's
that.
So Raven and I, Tonya. I, Tonya? It's not called I, Tonya. I, Garly.
The only thing I know about Raven Simone is someone on Drag Race did Raven Simone on the Snatch Game. And it was just the most awkward thing I've ever seen in my life. But anyway,
I love when you're watching Snatch Game and I barely know who the people are. I'm like, I guess it's a good impression of the person, a name I don't know. Like some singer I've never heard of.
But yeah, Home Alone 2.
Yeah, he's just like over-explaining booking into a hotel and giving so much excuses about certain things. And it's like, they wouldn't ask.
And
like, this isn't...
You can't call it Home Alone when he's not even fucking in
home. And Tim Curry isn't a villain in that film.
No!
And they present him like like he's the biggest villain in the world. And all he is a guy who thinks there might be an like abandoned kid living in his hotel.
Yeah, and then they make is it Harry like almost becoming a murderer? Like he's now got a gun and he's gonna flipping kill a child.
Yeah. Though I do like the sticky bandits. That's good.
To be fair, they're the most entertaining part of both of those films. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I just like they're now called the sticky bandits. I just like that. That's a good joke.
There were some fun traps though, like when Marv like electrocutes himself, and he's like, it's always fun seeing a person become
way more aggressive in this one.
Oh yeah, I remember when it came on TV. You know the bit where I don't know if they've cut it on Disney Plus because they've cut loads of shit. I don't know, but there's their first attack that Kevin does. He throws bricks at them.
Sure.
And these bricks, like about 3 or 4 bricks, full on hit Daniel Stern in the face, and it's brutal. And every time it's on TV, they cut all the brick bits out because
I can't remember if it was cut or not. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, he sets fire to ropes. He I don't know.
Yeah, he sets fire to ropes. Like they pull like bags of cement onto their heads. They get They get electrocuted. They get set on fire. They get like it's insane. The electrocuting one is the best one when he turns into a skeleton.
Yeah, because it's proper cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah, that made me laugh a lot. But that film is not good. No. There's a bit where he gets his head set on fire and then he tries to put it out in the toilet. And it's got like kerosene in it. Why does he does like the most dramatic handstand to lower his hat into the toilet? And you're like, dude, take your hat off. Like, it's your hat that's on fire. You don't need to... It's not your head. Anyway, Home Alone 2, not very good. No. Also doesn't star Piers Morgan, but it does star Trump.
You know... oh, yeah, Donald Trump's in it, isn't he?
He does. He actually... I don't know what I was going to say then. It's just like you can barely talk in that is kind of what I was thinking.
Like, what was I going to say about that film? Oh yeah, because there's Home Alone 3, which is not set at Christmas. It's about a kid who's
is that not the Christmas
school.
Heist?
No, he's ill off school and he's got like a remote control car that's got like an expensive jewel in it or something, and the criminals are after that. And his sister's played by Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, God,
then there's
the one with Is that the one with Thingy Bob in it from Third Rock?
No.
French
so then
Stewart.
The fourth one is Kevin again, but it's a different kid playing Kevin. And his parents are separated. And I'm pretty sure I watched this at yours. I'm sure we
Okay.
watched it one day when we were hungover or something. But
Makes sense.
and so Harry's not in it, but Marv's in it, and Marv's now played by French Stewart, and he's got a female partner with him.
Yeah.
Then there's a fifth one which I've never even seen.
Home Alone 4 is Home Alone 4 Taking Back the House. Is
Something like that, yeah. And then there's a fifth one.
Is that I'm sure there's one called The Holiday Heist.
That could be it, and they're like straight.
Yeah, Home Alone The Holiday Heist is 5, yeah.
They're like TV like movies. What I thought they would have been good as is if they turn them into like actual Looney Tune kind of cartoons. You know, like how Roger Rabbit, they made like little short cartoons. They should have made like little cartoons of just like Tom and Jerry kind of things of just like Kevin like capturing the wet bandits or sticky bandits or whatever. I thought that would have worked if they did something like that. There was a Macaulay Culkin cartoon though, but do you remember the Wish Kid? And he had like a baseball glove.
Do you know Malcolm McDowell's in The Holiday Heist?
Is he?
5. And do you know who it's directed by?
No.
You do know this person. We've talked about him on the show.
I don't know. We talked about a lot of directors.
It's Peter Hewitt who directed Bogus Journey.
No. Oh,
yeah.
No. That's really sad.
It might have been an early film. No, it wasn't. It would be after, but...
Was it like 2012? Something like
2012.
2012? Jeez.
Yeah. So the only things he directed after that is Mostly Ghostly. Have You Met My Ghoul Friend? That sounds amazing. I think I have to watch that film.
Have you any others?
Yeah, I also watched the Santa Claus trilogy.
Oh yes,
all three of them.
The Defining Santa Claus trilogy.
The Defining Santa Claus trilogy. Which...
Is this the one where he murders Santa Claus?
Yes.
Then the second one, he has to get a wife.
Yes, he has to get married. Yeah.
And the third one, he has
And the third one, they do Back to the Future 2.
Oh.
Because they go back into the first film.
Oh, okay.
Well, they kind of do, a little bit at the end. The third one's with Martin Short as Jack Frost, and Jack Frost wants to be Santa.
Oh, hang on, that sounds familiar. Jack Skellington
You've seen it.
wanting to be Santa Claus.
Oh, yes. Yes. It's such a weird film. I mean, I have quite a lot of nostalgia, I reckon, for Santa Claus 1.
I just remember having really, really bad CGI.
Oh yeah, but I mean it's from '94, so it came out when I was young enough to watch it as not caring about it. So I've got and it was Tim Allen in his inexplicable career. Just I don't understand. It's hard to explain why he was so popular, but he was, and then I didn't realise this. I'd never seen the sequels. I'd never watched them. And Santa Claus one is weird. He kills Santa, then he goes through like Cronenberg kind of like body
like
horror.
Body horror.
Yeah. And all the time being like an asshole and like so obsessed with like the commercialization of Christmas. That's the weirdest thing. Like it's so obsessed with it.
Oh, because he's like a toy. He doesn't work for a toy company. And
yes, he's a toy manufacturer.
That they're making war toys and stuff. Or something.
Yes, yeah. But it's all about the need for like presents at Christmas. That's really what it's all about. Judge Reinhold's in it as well. And then the second film came out 8 years later. It comes out in like 2022.
Yeah, it's quite a delay, isn't there?
2022.
2002.
And the entire cast returns, which is the weird point, including like the kid who's no longer like a 9-year-old or something. He's like some precocious like 18-year-old now who like a proper like Italian New York kind of accent, and you just don't like him at all. And it's that kid has a problem with the principal at school for reasons, and Tim Allen has to get married before Christmas for reasons. And like I don't need a film series to be that obsessed or that kind of make you think about so much about how much Santa has sex. Is kind of like, because the third one is when she's pregnant. It's all about bringing their family up to the North Pole, but pretending it's not the North Pole, pretending it's Canada, because she's pregnant.
Oh, okay.
It's weird. And the first one's all about the kind of how unconventional is a man like kind of Tim Allen to be Santa Claus. But by the second and third one, he's just absolutely just Santa. Like he couldn't look more like Santa, like rosy cheeks and everything. It's not like, and he loves it so much. He's like just archetypal Santa. He's not even like Tim Allen Santa. He's just like Santa. He's not even doing like the grunts or like manly stuff. He's just Santa. It's really weird. Like, it's like you're not even Tim Allen Santa anymore. You're just Santa. Oh, the second one does have a Nazi Santa in as well, which was weird. Like, they turn a toy into Santa, and the toy becomes like obsessed with rules and authoritarianism, and he ends up creating like a toy soldier army to take over to take over the North Pole, and like the toy Santa's wearing like a full military uniform, like he's a dictator. So the elves have to overthrow him.
So So do you recommend the Santa Claus trilogy?
Kinda, but they're not good. But kinda. Like, I always kinda like watching Martin Short do stuff in the third film, but it's not good. It's not a good film, and it's pretty terrible to watch. But it is Martin Short.
I still think Martin Short in that episode of Arrested Development is still one of the funniest things
Yes.
I've ever seen, ever.
Me too. Me
Like,
too. I love him.
He's got like a handler that just carries him around because obviously he's
Launch
disabled. Like, he doesn't want to be in a wheelchair, so he has someone that carries him around all times.
too much shaking.
A man will throw up if you shake him too much. So good.
So he's in it. That's good. Yeah, I watched them. I also watched, and then I can ask you a question. I also watched Happiest Season, which is the new kind of Christmas film. It's about it's like the lesbian rom-com Christmas film,
Right.
with Kirsten Stewart in it.
I like the sentiment of this film, but I watched the trailer and I was just like, oh, it just looks like no. There's like loads of these kind of Christmassy kind of family films that I don't.
It absolutely is. It is an absolute just Christmas rom-com.
Yeah.
How you expect it to be, and I don't know, just had a good time watching it. Frankly,
I always like watching Kirsten Stewart. She's always good.
Yeah, I think she's amazing.
And is Alison Brie in it? No.
Yeah, she is, and Aubrey Plaza. Aubrey Plaza's really good in it.
Yeah, I like Aubrey
Plaza. And Mary Steenburgen's in it as well.
Hey,
Steenburgen. So, and she's really good in it as well. Mackenzie Davis is one of the weaker, but the weakest part is that Mackenzie Davis doesn't have that much kind of chemistry with Kirsten Stewart, and they're the kind of couple. But also, it's the kind of way it's written is not helpful for that chemistry, really, because they have to pretend not to be in couple for most of the film.
Is she the one from Dark Fate? No. Terminator.
Dark Fate.
I feel like
she's in The Martian. And she's in The Martian, and she's in Tully.
Okay.
Oh, she is in Dark Fate. You're right. I just looked it up. Yeah, you're right.
I've never seen it. I'm not convinced.
No, I didn't watch that either. But I can understand why people wouldn't like this. But I had a really good time with it. I really enjoyed it. You know, it hit all the right notes. And I like Dan Levy as well. Eugene Levy's son. I like Dan
okay,
Levy,
I didn't know his son was.
So it's all good. I kind of recommend it, actually. It's my favourite kind of Christmas film I've watched this year. It might become a kind of thing that gets stuck in my Christmas film rotations. Like, I can see that happening.
There's some of those films, like, there's one that I've seen so many times and I flipping hate it, but when I worked at a video shop, it was always on.
It's not every Family Stone, is it?
No, it's not that. It's called Deck the Halls, and it's horrible.
Oh, God, okay.
And it's got Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito in it.
Oh, God, I know that cover. Isn't he tied up in, like, Christmas lights? And Danny Glover's like... Not Danny Glover.
Basically, Danny DeVito's like... He basically moves into this, like, small town. And Matthew Broderick, he's like Mr. Christmas there. He's the one who has the best lights in his house and stuff like that.
I've seen this.
And Danny DeVito just wants his house to be seen from space, basically.
Yes, yeah.
It's just really obnoxious and just... It's got the daughter who plays Maybe in Arrested Development.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it, but I've somehow seen it so many times. That's the thing with Christmas. You'll put up with some shit just because it's Christmas. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
But I've rewatched some Christmas films.
Yeah, what have you been watching?
So I watched Christmas Vacation.
Course.
I love that film. And
yeah. I need to watch that.
I don't think Chevy Chase has never been better on film than in the the first Fletch, and I'd say the first and third Vacation movies. Like the second one is rubbish, and
The second one is awful.
and
Yeah.
the fourth one is rubbish as well. But 1 and 2 are great, and it's like
One
one
and
is
three.
one is quite raunchy and quite rude, whereas the second one, obviously it's Christmas, they toned it down a bit to make it a bit more for
Family
families
friendly
and
or
stuff.
whatever. Yeah.
But it's still good fun, and you actually have Randy Quaid is actually like an actual human being in it.
Yeah. I like a Christmas farce.
Yeah,
I enjoy that in a film. So like, and that's got all that kind of with the squirrel in the tree and things like that. Like, just
well, yeah,
great
like
stuff.
how they go to get their Christmas tree, and they go to chop
Yeah,
down this
yeah.
tree. Like he's like searching for the perfect one. They have to chop it down, and yeah, it's good. And you got Juliette Lewis as the daughter this time because they obviously changed the kids. Because
Cast a bit.
I think the family is meant to be based on John Hughes' family.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
like, yeah, they're all kind of based like around his. Like I think that's where it started in National Lampoons in the magazine, and he kind of wrote an article about a family vacation, and that's where the vacation series came from. But yeah, what else did I watch? Home Alone. We watched that while we put the tree up. Normally we watch the Santa Claus the movie, but my DVD was in a box and I couldn't be bothered to get it out. So, so we watched Home Alone, which is fine because I got that one out of the way. I'll probably watch that one again just because it's Home Alone.
I'll have to watch one now. I've watched
One is
two.
so much better. It's one of those films that just works really, really well. And then what's the other one I watched? I definitely watched another one. Oh, Gremlins, which I do consider a Christmas film.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it's got a Christmas message in it and all sorts. It's just like diverted a little bit.
Well, it's like
Gremlins is a good one.
Yeah, and then I think I'm going to watch Batman Returns soon.
Yeah, that's a good Christmas film.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
then
good Christmas
Nightmare
film.
Before Christmas, which I know you think is more of a Halloween film,
Halloween film.
but I think it's Christmas.
It can play either
True,
side.
true.
I think like, what have you got like? What out of films we haven't mentioned? What have your other kind of favourite kind of Christmas films?
I mean, I think the one for both of us is Elf, because I remember when it came out, you just came back from uni and we were both feeling a bit miserable. And we're like, let's go and cheer ourselves up. So I think we went to go and watch Elf.
Yeah.
And then we left with more Christmas spirit than we went in with. And then a year later...
we were.
We were.
I remember that we were the oldest in the cinema
Oh, yeah.
by a long way, and we were laughing louder than anyone else in that cinema. We were nuisance.
It's when he gets drunk in in the mail room with that guy. But then the year later, it came out on DVD, and we were Christmas shopping. I was like, Liam, Elf is out on DVD, and look, it comes with a clock. And so I bought it, and we went back to yours and we watched it. And then I went home, and I was like, I left my clock at Liam's.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like, and then but I didn't remember about the clock until you'd gone back to uni, and I was like, Liam, did I leave my clock at yours? And you went, yeah, it's now my clock. I was like, oh, okay.
I don't know where that is. I hope I find it. The elf clock. Oh my god, yeah. That's a thing.
What's some of your other favourites then?
We've talked about this director, but Tokyo Godfathers is one of my Christmas films I always watch because it's set at Christmas and it's got a great Christmas kind of spirit to it. I love that film. I watch. That's one of the things I do definitely watch every Christmas. Is that like Elf? Yeah. I guess The Holiday, Nancy Meyers film. I always watch that. I love that film.
That one.
It's my kind of. It's same with Happiest Season. I can see Happiest Season and The Holiday being a good twofer when you're putting on like just kind of that nice Christmas kind of rom-com kind of stuff and just a warm, comfortable hug of a kind of movie, really. And The Holiday, I don't know what it is about that film. I find it really funny and just really, really comforting.
I'll tell you what I do recommend. Anna and the Apocalypse is quite good.
Okay.
It's like a Christmas musical with zombies.
That sounds fantastic. I like the idea of that as well.
Get that on. I'm looking at this list. I did not know there was a Jingle All the Way too.
I didn't know that.
With Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, Jesus. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Why do I have a feeling it's probably produced by WWE? And it is!
What wrestler's in it? Big Show. Big Show's got to be in it. Or Kevin Nash.
I don't... Larry
Isn't
the
Big
Cave.
Show in the first one?
Larry, no,
Is that why I'm
it's
saying that?
Sinbad, not Sim. Yeah, it's Sinbad. Larry the Cave.
No. In the first one, there is a giant Santa and it's played by a wrestler.
Oh, is there?
And
Is
I
that the one
can't
where
remember
it's
which
got,
wrestler it is. I think it might be Kevin Nash.
Because I know the guy. Who's the guy from Blues Brothers?
Belushi.
Yeah, his brother is in.
Yeah.
He's in Jingle All the
Jim
Way.
Belushi.
It's like there's the Santa Claus. Actually, looking at the pictures of Jingle All the Way, I can see the big guy.
Oh, it is Big Show. I just looked. It is Big Show in Jingle All the Way. Yeah, Kevin Nash plays Super Shredder. That's what I'm getting mixed up with.
I hate the Super Shredder. Jingle All the Way is another film that's incredibly shit, but is like quite watchable.
Yes,
In a
it's very
weird way.
watchable. I agree. Yeah. The wrestler is Santino Marella. Come on, Ollie. That's who's in Jingle All the Way too. How don't you know that?
I mean, Scrooged is great.
Scrooge is wonderful. It is. What's your favourite kind of Christmas carol retelling?
Oh yeah, because I mean, think of all the films, it's got to be the film that's been remade so many times.
Yeah. So there's obviously the one with like Patrick Stewart.
Wow.
There was the one last year with Thingy.
The
Guy
TV one.
Pearce. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that one. I mean,
There's the
the
Robert
Muppets.
Zemeckis with Jim Carrey.
I actually didn't mind that one.
I thought it was boring.
Yeah,
I'm honest.
well, I think I don't know. You can't go wrong with the Muppets Christmas Carol.
The Muppets is the best.
Yeah.
Michael Caine is so in tune in that performance.
Yeah,
Like,
because he
it
just
anchors it.
he believes everything. You know, he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's not played for jokes on his behalf.
No. He does the proper story of it. I love the Muppets one. That's one of my favourite Christmas films, if not my favourite actually. Like,
I mean, more recent ones. You've got the Krampus.
yeah, I've not watched Krampus. There's that something exports as well. The Norwegian film about evil Santa.
Yeah. The
That's
Krampus
quite
is
good.
good. It's kind of got a Gremlins kind of vibe to it.
Mm.
But there's some real shit ones. Like I remember watching Bad Moms Christmas. That was terrible.
I'm talking of Bad Santa's quite popular.
I
though.
do like Bad Santa. I haven't seen the second one though.
No, I haven't seen the
I do
second one.
like
I haven't seen Bad Santa in years, but I know a lot of people love it. But I haven't really. It's not really something I watch a lot.
I mean, there's the sequel to the Christmas Chronicles came out this year.
I never watched Christmas Chronicles last year.
Apparently,
to be
like
honest.
they've he's like a saint in this one, so they liken it all to more biblical stuff.
Okay.
Get your Christianity out of my Christmas movies. I don't want it.
Give me commercialism.
Yeah.
What about did you watch the animation that everyone really recommended? Is it called Klaus?
Oh, Klaus from last year. No, but I know
Yeah.
some people who worked on it. They got
Oh, do you?
a lot of animators.
I've
worked
heard
on it.
nothing but good stuff.
Yeah,
Really?
I mean, it's like the style is incredible, but I've heard a few horror stories from behind the scenes of that.
Right.
But it does look fantastic.
And,
so.
It does. I keep meaning to watch it. It's been on my kind of... I can't watch it in July, so I have to watch it when it comes around again. Like, so I'm being mean to watch it this year. And I think there's a couple of films that are not that traditional Christmas films, but I think of them as a little bit... do you know Carol?
Yeah.
I think Carol's a good Christmas film. It's all set at Christmas. It's got a good Christmas message in it and stuff. I love the film anyway, but I think it's a good one to watch at Christmas. And have you seen Tangerine?
Is that the iPhone one?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I have seen. Yeah, I've seen it. It's a good film, that is.
Yeah, it is. And that's again another kind of Christmas set. It's all set on Christmas Eve and stuff around that time.
I preferred his follow-up film, but
I don't think I know his top follow-up
isn't it
actually.
the Florida Project?
Oh, I haven't watched the Florida Project.
It's really good.
Yeah, people do it. Yeah, I should watch that.
Just check.
But yeah, Tangerine's really good, and that's a kind of a bit of a different kind of Christmas film.
I would say though, like there hasn't been like Elf to me seems like the last Christmas film that's kind of stuck. Do you know what I mean? That
Yes,
is like
it's the last modern classic Christmas film, isn't it?
before that, it's probably Home Alone, maybe I don't know, but even at the time, Home
I
Alone
think
was
Santa
kind
Claus is there, but
yeah, I think even when Home Alone came out, it was kind of panned by critics, but everyone loved Elf. Even when it came out, it was like
yeah,
straight away everyone loved it.
I think Disney's relationship with Christmas is actually kind of weird, in the fact that like they've never really been able to kind of nail that Christmas franchise for them. And they clearly keep trying. They clearly keep trying to make Christmas films, and all they really do is like, I don't know, stick a Santa Claus hat on Mickey Mouse or something. Like, there's the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol, which I watched a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
But there's not really that kind of Christmas kind of franchise. The Santa Claus is close as they get. But now that they own like Home Alone, if you go on Disney Plus, it's everywhere. You know, they're just making sure you know that they own Home Alone, really. I'm
honestly surprised they've not tried to redo anything with Nightmare Before Christmas. Do you know what I mean? They haven't. They're constantly releasing all the toys and all the merch and stuff for years and years and years, but they have not done anything else with that property, which you would have thought they would have. Now they would have done something with it.
Yeah, maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe the rights are a bit messy on it or something.
Maybe.
With Tim Burton.
But
Tim Burton works for them a lot, though.
Yeah, he's still in their like pool of directors, though, isn't he?
Yeah, because he's like, he's signed up to do a lot of stuff. I don't know, but like the kind of Disney's messy relationship with Christmas is kind of the product of this film we're talking about this week as well, which came out in, I think it's 1985, was it?
Yeah, it did, 1985.
And it's One Magic Christmas.
From Walt Disney Pictures, One Magic Christmas.
Santa Claus, how can one sleigh carry all the toys for all the kids every place?
It's a magic sleigh. Very magic.
The making of One Magic Christmas is the reliving of a childhood memory of producer Peter O'Brien.
I think one of my favorite Christmas memories is when I was about 6 years old in the country near where we are right now at a farmhouse very much like the one where this film is taking place. I saw Santa Claus, absolutely for certain, for sure, come and fill up my stocking full of toys. And I didn't see it completely because I had to pretend I was asleep. But I'll never forget it. It was definitely him, no question about it.
One Magic Christmas stars Academy Award winner Mary Steenburgen and Harry Dean Stanton.
It's a film that should have an uplifting effect on people and on audiences and enrich their lives in some way, I hope.
Good night, Jeannie. Merry Christmas.
Good night, Gideon.
It's a story filled with faith.
Gotta go to North Pole, Gideon, to see Santa Claus.
And fantasy.
I'm an angel. Christmas angel.
You believe in magic?
This holiday season, share the magic from Walt Disney Pictures. At theaters everywhere. One Magic Christmas.
Santa Claus? Santa Claus. Santa Claus is real? No way. He can't be. But he is. Don't ever forget. I told you so.
So, do I have to apologise for picking this film?
Yeah.
Like,
I tell you what, it was Saturday and I'd wrapped all the presents and stuff like that, and I said to my housemate, like, look, I got to watch a Christmas film for the podcast. Do you mind if I put it on? And she went, oh yeah, I love Christmas films. I'll watch any Christmas film. So me and my housemate sat down to watch this damn film. And afterwards, like, she was just like, right, now I'm fully depressed. I'm going to bed.
it's like I before I'd seen it, I knew nothing of it. Because I think it's a film. If you tell someone the premise of the film, they're like, no, I don't believe you. That's not right. I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. That's really weird. That's wrong. And so, like, I just heard that this is a batshit crazy Christmas film, so I thought it'd be perfect for us to watch.
Yeah.
And then I sat down to watch it, and I was thinking, oh my god, what is this film?
It's so depressing. Like, not even talking about the plot or anything like that. Just the look of it.
Yeah.
The kind of how washed out it all is. How, like, I mean, Mary Steenburgen is good, but she is like just like morose performance the whole film. The music is kind of all like like distant. There's nothing like joyful about anything in the film. It's bizarre.
But
even
yeah,
like
but
the kind of the roads are just covered in that dirty grey slush.
I was gonna say, like, one of the caveats of a Christmas film, which is like, I don't want to get into the whole like, is Die Hard a Christmas film or not? But for me, Christmas films should have snow in it.
Yeah.
And like, this has snow in it, but as you said, it's that dirty, horrible brown slushy snow.
Yeah. The thing that reminds you that you hate snow is what this film is like. It's weird because like holiday films have like, they tend to fit, like we're just going through loads, they tend to fit in broad categories. So you kind of have the family that kind of sets out to kind of prove Santa's real. Or really just it's normally get the parent to believe in Santa is normally what the kind of story is. Then you have the kind of rom-com, Christmas rom-coms. And then you have the kind of like, I don't know, the alternate take on Christmas, see like horror films or stuff like that have the kind of Christmas element to it. And you don't tend to have this. Like, it's just like
I want to propose to you later on that this actually is a horror film.
Okay, fine.
But we'll get to that later on.
I mean, it's trying to be It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You know, it's definitely trying to get that kind of vibe.
Which is difficult, because It's a Wonderful Life is not... Yeah, It's a Wonderful Life is
But even in that film, George is quite upbeat up until the third act, maybe.
Exactly, yeah.
He's not depressed throughout it.
I was just going to say, like, Frank Capra just had a bit of magic with that film, really, and knew that, like, somehow knew the kind of tightrope to walk, I guess.
Yeah.
Whereas this didn't have a tightrope. Why don't you summarise the film for us?
It's really weird because it's like, it's called A Magic Christmas, but nothing about it is magical. Yeah, it features everything magical about Christmas.
It's
absolutely. Like, I was reading a review and someone called it like a Herzogian nightmare of a Christmas film.
Sure.
Or a Ken Loach Christmas
I'll go
special.
for that. There is something Ken Loachian about it. There is.
It's very...
Absolutely is.
Like, yeah, I don't want to say kitchen sinky, but like...
No, it's not.
Yeah,
it's just... They didn't need to throw every bad thing that ever could happen to a family
in the space of 2 seconds.
Yeah. Like, the film starts out and they've got money troubles, and he's been let go from his job, and their house is tied up to the job.
Yeah.
So they're going to get evicted come January 1st. So she's the only person working at this point. So, like, already that's enough sadness for a Christmas film. You know, like, that's already a problem. That they can't afford Christmas is already a problem. And this fucking dad is the most annoying character.
There's a scene like earlier on where she goes, oh, it's Toys R Us and I got some presents. So she got some like felt tips for the son, and I forgot what she got for the daughter. And
she got like a cooking set.
Hey, look, if I was a kid and I got all that art supplies, I'd be like, this is awesome. But
yeah, they were fine gifts.
But like,
they were fine gifts.
It's like he doesn't understand.
No.
Like, because he's like, oh, we'll get them some better presents with our $5,000 savings that we've got. And she's like,
that's all the money we have in the world, and we haven't got a house.
Taiwanese shit or whatever. And then he's like, no, we'll just get the finest stuff. Don't worry. It's like, I think you're missing the point, really.
And like, yeah, she goes, we'll just get more stuff, and she's like, these are fine, I will get some little things as well, fines. And then he's like, no, these are little things. And it's like, mate, like,
no, in fact, they're like really young kids as well who won't really realise what like...
No. And the only thing she's done wrong is she is annoyed that their kids still believe in Santa, because it gives an unrealistic expectation on her to present a perfect Christmas to the kids.
Yeah.
And that's too much for her to deal with right now, when she hates a job and she's not making any money, and her husband thinks that he's going to open a bike shop for like no one in town or something. Like,
Yeah, it's such a niche shop for quite a small town.
Quite a small place, and he's giving away free bikes willy-nilly anyway.
Yeah.
Like, he's not selling anything he's making. So, like, she's just like, I love you, but I need some help to make this
Unless
work.
he's making these bikes faulty, like in the Santa Claus the movie, where all
Are you gonna bring...
and so they've got a place to take all their faulty bikes to get fixed.
It all comes back to Santa Claus the movie. It's yeah.
Should we get into it then, or
I guess so. I'm kind of into it, I guess. Like,
so yeah, the first thing we hear is, so I'm guessing Santa Claus in this is like an
omnipotent.
You know, like he's like a god.
Yeah.
And he speaks to an angel called Gideon. So I'm assuming Santa's got angels. And
I wasn't even going to talk about Gideon. I forgot about Gideon.
How can he? Harry Dean Stanton.
I know.
So is this like he's like a? I'm guessing he was a cowboy or something, or like a.
Yeah, he explains later on in one of the creepiest dialogues between him and the daughter how he was a cowhand who died in a river because he was trying to save a drowning kid.
He's like he tries to be sincere and like. The way he talks to the children is nice, but what he says is quite horrific and disturbing. And the way
the fact that it's coming from like gin-soaked Harry Dean Stanton,
and like he appears in their bedroom at night.
Yes,
like, and we know that he's not a bad person, but like, but like,
no one else does.
He doesn't look
that
like
scene when
one.
they're playing hockey and he just creeps his way up to the kids and starts talking to them.
But anyway, he's in a tree, kind of just sitting there, and like
he likes sitting in trees.
Like, Gideon, it's Nicholas. Like this thick German accent.
The most German Santa that's ever been on film.
And he's like, I've got a job for you. There's a woman, she doesn't believe in Christmas and she won't say Merry Christmas. That's the biggest thing. She won't say Merry Christmas to anyone.
It's like, a Republican nightmare.
Right, we'll show her then.
Like, she keeps saying Merry Festival Season or something and they can't be having it.
And it's like, right, we'll show her.
Yeah. This poor woman has done nothing wrong apart from life shit at the moment.
And then, you know, you've kind of already discussed, we find it, you know, we kind of find out about her a bit then and her family and, you know,
I want to point out that he sits in trees all the time because he explains later on that angels like being on top of trees.
he doesn't have much dialogue in the film, but, you know.
He doesn't. He's also like, it's Harry Dean Stanton, right? This character is hard enough as it is to make him seem non-threatening, and like lovely, but they cast Harry Dean Stanton, which bless him, he's doing all he can to look non-threatening and lovely. He's smiling and doing everything right, but it's still Harry Dean Stanton. And they dress him in this like thick overcoat and that broad hat, and that doesn't help him. He just looks more like a kind of criminal.
He's like, you know the character in Home Alone, the shovel slinger guy.
Yes,
he's like that. Like he's the kind of guy that kids would be scared of on the street.
Yeah, he's that menacing. Totally, he is. And like his kind of visage and like silhouette as he walks down roads and stuff like that. Proper like they make horror movies with that kind of shadow. You know. It's such a weird choice.
He kind of, later on, allows a young child to get murdered and then kind of, using his magic powers, like, unmurders her.
For no reason.
This is the bit where she runs across the road. He does it again later on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. She runs across the road and almost gets hit by a car and Gideon saves her. You don't actually ever see him save her. It's just like the lights go on and off, don't they?
So anyway...
that's because she's writing a letter. That's really important. She's writing a letter to Santa.
Yeah, so first of all, like we find out where she works. She works in a supermarket, and she's got a boss who's a bit of a dickhead. I think at some point we meet like there's a disgruntled like customer who's like upset that she's put she put through a bag of crisps through twice.
It's Doritos, isn't it?
Yeah, but the way he says it, Doritas or something. He says
Dorita. He's going Dorita chip.
And like he gets really irate and upset with her, and you know he comes back to play later on in the film.
Yeah, he does.
Then we meet another lady who I think lives up the road from her, and she's got the daughter. I think the blonde daughter.
Yeah.
You know who
she's
the
like
daughter
a single
is?
mother.
It's
No.
shit. Who's the girl who did the documentary Stories We Tell?
Oh, Sarah Polley.
Sarah Polley is the young girl. That
Wow.
is the friend of the main girl.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's her
love that
first
documentary.
acting. It's the only thing I could find out about this film. There's like literally nothing you can find
No,
out.
no
about.
one has ever written about this film or like anything. There's nothing about it.
I don't know how people will find this. It might be on Disney Plus. I don't know.
It is. That's where I watched it.
Fair enough. Okay.
That's I watched it on Disney Plus. So there you go, Disney.
Is it like hidden in like the corner? Like, is it all dusty in the corner? You have to like.
Surprisingly not. It wasn't too hard to find. As you say, Disney haven't not got a lot of Christmas stuff.
Well,
like
the Christmas after the Christmas film they released the year after this is quite dour as well, and it's called.
Yeah, it
is.
is.
It's like
yeah. I can't
Christmas
remember
Story or something. No.
Is it Christmas Story or Christmas Jewel or something like that?
But anyway, yeah, we're introduced to her husband who's like fixing bikes. He's like he hasn't got a job. He wants to open up his own bike shop, but to do so he needs $5,000, which is all they have in savings.
Yeah.
He's got a best friend, and do you know who plays his best friend?
Oh, I did recognise him actually, but I can't remember.
It's Casey Jones. It's Elias Cotiers.
Ah, is it?
Yeah.
I did recognise him. I was going to look it up, but I didn't. That's his first film. It was.
What was
his
it?
First film role. Yeah,
yeah. And I think his wife works at the grocery store with.
Yeah.
With Mary
I think so.
Steenburgen. Yeah, we're also introduced to their kids, and like their kids are like watching some other kids playing hockey in the street at one point.
Yeah.
And it's like in a blizzard, so they can't properly see. And then Gideon starts walking through, and he clears the blizzard just around where they're playing.
Oh yeah,
then,
he does do that.
Like, because they're like dickhead kids, they hit the hockey puck right in front of the main Mary Steenburgen's kid, and then like Gideon magics it away and then smashes a window.
He magics into someone's window for no reason. He could have just magicked it down the street more. If he's like, he has no control over his magic. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, the one thing, Sarah Polley's mom also, I forgot to mention, she's got like vouchers because obviously she's like quite hard up as well. So it seems like everybody in this street is having a real shit time. And it's like a lot of depression is.
They do make it very clear that she's having a shittest time.
Yeah.
Like that there is a single mom on this street and she's having a terrible Christmas.
Yeah.
They do make that very clear.
And there's a scene later on where Mary Steenburgen gets like one like just moment of happiness, and I think she's like singing to the Supremes or something like that in the bathtub. Like she's having a shower or something.
Yes.
And
yeah.
All of a sudden, like there's a knock on the door, and it's interrupted by like one of the kids who needs a toilet. And then as she does it, she like knocks like the flannel into the plug, and then a stream of kids keep coming in to like use the toilet, and eventually the bath like floods. So she gets her kids to clean at the bathroom.
And then as he's cleaning the bathroom, he smashes the window.
Like, how brittle is that? That a little kid could smash through it.
Oh, God, yeah. Isn't there a bit with a snow globe here?
Well, yeah, so we also find out that the husband, like, he's happy to spend their own money on the town's Christmas tree.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, and then they go to visit, not the granddad, the great-granddad.
Yeah, that was a weird plot point. Because they don't introduce his parents. It's just always the great-grandpa.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really odd. I like this guy, though.
No, he was good.
Arthur Hill.
Yeah, he was good.
Like, yeah.
But
I loved his accent.
So he gives a snow globe to the daughter, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's of Santa's house or workshop or
grotto or whatever. Yeah.
And it basically just looks like a cabin with like a little red thing behind it or whatever. And then I guess
that's later on. Gideon appears in a room and breaks the snow globe. Doesn't he?
First of all, like she first meets Gideon, where she writes this letter to Santa Claus, and she just wants her mom to
post it.
I don't think we actually read her letter. We just know that she just wants her mom to be happy at Christmas or something like that.
Yeah.
So she breaks out of the house to post it, and she meets Gideon, and he's saying that there's a magic that only like angels and children can can like deliver or something like that to help her mom believe in Christmas again or something like that.
Yeah. That you need to make your mom believe in Christmas, otherwise, like, bad things are going to happen.
Yeah, because she puts the letter in the letterbox, but he like magics it out.
Yeah, and says you're not allowed to. You have to make your mom post this. Yeah. That's your chore. That's your task. You have to make your mom post it.
Yeah. So, yeah, they get worried. They find out, she's outside. But like we said earlier on, she actually gets run over by a car at this point.
Mm.
But then all of a sudden, he magics her back again. And then the mom comes out and takes her back in the house. And
kind of look, does she see Gideon then?
No, it's later on. There's a scene later on where the husband storms out of the house to have like a little walk. I can't remember what. They had like a little argument about something. I think it may have been Christmas presents.
They have an argument about something very specific, isn't it? But it's basically Jack is responsible for like everything, every situation being bad. Like he's so confident in like the fact that bike shop's going to work. He's ignorant of every problem that's going on, basically. And he's like up to his eyeballs in like Christmas spirit. He loves Christmas so much, and you can't understand why anyone wouldn't like just donate all their time to it at any point. Like,
but
I know what the argument's about. She has to work on Christmas Eve, and he's like, "How dare you work on Christmas Eve?" Like,
it's like, "Oh, I'm supporting this fucking family."
I want the job.
So yeah, they go out. He storms outside, and he's just walking around the block, and she joins him for the walk, and she's like, I don't know if she's trying to cheer him up, but she starts singing to him, and he's like, if this is your idea of cheering me up, then I'd rather just like walk alone or whatever.
Yeah, he goes for another walk around. All the lights flicker.
So, she goes to post her Christmas cards, I'm assuming.
Mm.
And then she meets Gideon. And, like, he's just like, it's like the middle of the night. He's like, oh, so you were posting some Christmas letters. And then doesn't introduce himself, but then obviously says her name. And then all of a sudden around her, all the lights go off.
Yeah.
Which I think... If I'm correct, there's no Christmas lights on at all in this section from now on until later on.
You're right.
In the film.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So this is kind of meant to be like a parallel universe now. I'm guessing, kind of thing. But I'll let you tell the audience what happens now.
Well, the next day she's on her way to work and she meets Dorito Chip Man at the gas station, and he's trying to sell his car. Or like various junk he's got in his car for some money. She ignores him and this goes on her way to work. Then
we find out Jack's going to go to the bank.
Well, Jack's just bought like a giant Christmas tree as well. And so he's on his way home after buying this Christmas tree. He decides to stop at the bank to withdraw all the cash to go buy some Christmas presents.
Oh, I thought it was for his bike shop.
I don't know what it was. I think it's go Christmas shopping. Honestly, I think he's planning to go shopping. So at that point, their daughter, runs into like mom's shop, and tells her like dad's at the bank, and he's going to get all the money out, and so she's like, oh, fucking Jack, like I can't just let him waste all our money. So she runs out of work. At that point, she gets fired for leaving work, which is fantastic. So she gets fired because she needs to stop her stupid husband spending all the money. She runs over to the bank to try and stop him pulling out the money. As she gets there, the Dorito guy has held up the bank with a gun, and he's demanding the bank put all the money in the bag that he's got and stuff like that. Jack, for some reason, decides to get in the middle of this. He's tempting to kind of say, look, it's all fine, just, it's Christmas, just say Happy Christmas and give the money back or something. Instead, Dorito guy shoots and kills Jack right there and then. Mary Steenburgen runs over and just pronounces him dead, doesn't she? She's just like, he's dead. He's already gone or something. The Dorito guy runs out the bank at that point and jumps into Jack's car.
Well, he goes to get his own car out. Why he doesn't get his own car, I don't know.
No.
Jack's
his
car,
kid's still in that car as well.
Jack's like, no, he's dropped his kid off at the bus stop. Do you remember? He says he's left his kid. So I imagine his son, throughout this whole like alternative universe, he's just sitting
at the bus stop.
But like, Jack's like parked his car like in the middle of the road, like doesn't.
Yeah, he just parks it in front of the bank. Yeah,
and leaves his
like
car
double
keys
parks
in the car.
Yeah, and importantly, both of the kids are in the car still. So the Dorito guy runs out the bank, jumps in the nearest car that he can find, which is Jack's car, and then speeds off. Mary Steenburgen realizes that the guy just killed her husband, has now robbed her kids. So she then joins a police chase.
Yeah, but she uses his car. She uses the killer's car.
Oh, does she? Yeah, she hops in the killer cars to chase after him. Yeah, okay.
And
at some point, does that car cut out then?
Yeah, because he's running out of fuel.
Yeah, so at some point that cuts out and she gets into the police car. Because she starts running after it at some point just on foot. But I think the police turn up. And as the police are chasing him across this frozen river, he slides on the bridge and the car just tumbles into the frozen river below.
With the children.
With the children in it.
So,
yeah.
So she goes home, having lost her husband and both of her children.
And her kids. And her job. And so she got fired and her family got wiped out in one afternoon.
She didn't like to say Merry Christmas.
Yeah, all because she's having a shit year.
So, like, if she had posted her child's letter, none of this would have happened.
None of this happened, no.
So Gideon,
Santa would not have punished
Gideon's
her.
Plan, or is this Santa Claus's plan?
No, this is Santa. But Gideon makes it quite clear a number of times that he hasn't really got that much magic.
Right, okay.
So he's basically, Santa's warned Gideon that he's going to make this woman's life a misery because she doesn't like Christmas enough. And he's there to try and stop that happening, basically. So he doesn't manage to stop it happening. It all fucking happens. Though, almost immediately, Gideon appears with the two kids who are alive, and they explain that he whisked them out the water.
Well, you see later on in the daytime Gideon like with the two kids, but it's not until the evening when it's pitch black at night where the granddad or great granddad's like, they found the kids, they're still alive. On the side
it's
of the
not.
highway.
It is later in the day, but it's not too long after in the film. Really, it's kind of
in the film. It's only like 2-3 minutes later.
Yeah, but they're not wet at all.
She's had a whole scene though, in the bathtub where she's crying her eyes out.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
And there's literally no reason to kill the kids in that plot. There's no reason to kill the dad, but there's no reason to kill the kids. That was like, I couldn't. My mouth just dropped open.
I was just like, what the fuck?
What the hell? Like, and suddenly he gets shot by the bank. Like, suddenly he gets killed, and she doesn't go like, we can save him, rush him to hospital. She's just like, oh, he's dead. My husband's dead. Like, it's the weirdest thing. So at that point, the kids arrive home saying like, don't worry, the angel saved us from the river. We're all fine.
But this is so he's already. So the little girl has spoken to Gideon earlier, and he said, "Look, whatever happens tomorrow, don't worry, it'll all be okay," or something like that. That's quite foreboding, anyway.
Because we missed, because that's the point when he smashes the snow globe and then puts it back together again. So she's like, if anything goes wrong, Gideon can fix it. Gideon's an angel. He's got magic. He can fix anything that goes wrong.
But he's got a plan with the daughter, hasn't he, to meet her at the Christmas tree?
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, he just tells her that that's where he hangs out.
Right, okay.
So she ever knows, needs to find him. A bit like X-Files, putting the X on the window. If you just need Gideon, you go down to the Christmas tree.
Oh, this would have made a good X-Files episode, actually. Mulder and Scully after Santa Claus.
He should be. Santa's a psychopath. So Gideon explains that, no, I can't save people from dying. Who do you think I am? The only person that can do that is Santa. Santa can do that. So Gideon then takes...
Sorry, there's one scene we totally missed where she sits down with the children to explain that the dad is dead. But she says the child says, is it the boy or the girl who says, oh, where is he, at the hospital?
Mm.
And then one of them goes, "But Dad's never died before." Something else. I was like, what?
She says something where you're like, hey, he's not coming back from this one.
Yeah.
Or something like... Oh, God. So anyway, yes, Gideon takes little Abby to go see Santa in the North Pole.
Are they meant to be inside the snow globe or what? Because the house looks exactly the same as the one in the snow globe.
I think it's just a magic snow globe. Like the one in the Santa Claus is the same, isn't it? Like it's just a magic way to get to the North Pole or something.
Right.
This is a horror world.
This is like like almost like a Terry Gilliam-esque, like
yeah. It's like totally like a kind of labyrinth kind of weird world or something.
Well, he's like kind of Santa Claus that's got dementia or something. He's like very He's very odd.
No one's ever had bigger eyebrows than this Santa. I don't understand.
But the house is just like an old person's house, pretty much. But he's got like.
He's got this. The colours of him is so muted.
Yeah. You
know, like it's all like this muted kind of dirty, like overcoat that he wears. It looks very warm, but it's still like it needs a wash or something. And Santa's he's really old and really German. His beard's really raggedy and he's balding. He doesn't look warm or welcoming or anything. He doesn't like nothing against this old man, but it's in the context of this film, it just got more terrifying going to see Santa. And it gets worse because Santa explains that in this film, it's not elves that make gifts. It's the souls of the deceased people throughout time.
So is this like their internal hell that they have to serve servitude?
Yeah, is it like a purgatory that they have to make so many toys and then they can go to heaven or something?
Because the little girls, that's Mr. So and So. He's dead.
Yeah. It doesn't. The dialogue's really weird there, isn't it? It goes like, "Oh, that's Mister. He disappeared from school," and Santa's like, "Yes, he died." There's no way that the dad wasn't here, and they cut it from the film.
Oh, do you reckon he was there?
Because they have a whole section about the bicycle workshops in when they're walking through Santa's workshop.
To be fair, maybe that was his plan to have him murdered all along, so
he can get
a guy that is good with bikes.
Because there's like guys making bikes, and one of them I think is a Nazi. I'm not sure.
I was going to say the same. The one with the black suit on, the black. Yes. He looks like he's in the SS or something.
I think there's an SS officer doing time in Santa's workshop for his crimes.
I was just going to say that.
It's so weird. It's so weird.
The one thing I did like about this workshop, though, it was quite like a labyrinthian kind of thing of him. It felt quite big, even though it was probably a small set. They made it feel quite big. Because I don't think the budget of this film was that big, to be honest.
No.
But what I did like was they're making fairly modernish toys, whereas if you watch like the Dudley Moore one, which came out the same year, they're making these kind of like chintzy, woodeny kind of Christmas.
I was going to say
whereas
that.
Whereas on this, they're making like proper toys and stuff.
I was going to, there's a thing with Christmas films that they're all stuck making like Victorian wooden toys. And I find that so weird.
Well, that's
that
what I like
never
in Elf. It looks like they kind of license the toys out from the toy companies, and then they make their own versions of the same toys.
Yeah,
because they're like making extra sketches and stuff like that, aren't they? And
that's it. She buys him an extra sketch in this.
That's it. That's his
gift. That's a good gift. It's a fine gift. This is just fucking weird. There's no way the dad shouldn't. The dad was here. I know he was here. I don't know why he wasn't on screen, but I know he was here. So Santa explains to Abby that I don't just do miracles. That's not how this works. This is a barter system. So you have to do something for me, for me to bring your dad back to life. So you have to take this letter I got from your mom when she was your age and give it to your mom, and it will remind her that Christmas is great, and she'll say Happy Christmas. And if you do that, your dad will be saved, which is okay. Yeah, sure. Okay. But that's exactly what Abby does, isn't it? She goes home, That's kind of all that happens now. She goes home, gives her mom the letter.
Well,
right?
she falls asleep, and then the mom reads. She goes, "Oh, the letter's in my coat. Santa gave me a present. It's in my coat to give to you, or whatever." She takes out the letter, and it's like, "Oh my god!" And then all of a sudden, she's like, "Right." She goes outside then, doesn't she?
Yeah, her heart grows.
Yeah,
3 sizes. She finds Gideon first.
Yeah, because she's. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And they have a chat, and she says thank you to him. She goes, she thanks him, but he hasn't done anything. And then
We totally forgot to mention that she actually mails the daughter's letter, and that's what kind of reverses all the actions that have taken place in the last 30 minutes of the film.
all the lights turn back on, and the dad's walking down the road.
Yeah,
that's
so it
right,
goes back
it?
to that moment.
Yeah. So it goes. So it's not. It goes back in time, doesn't it? It's like a time loop, is what I mean. Yeah, like a bit of a Groundhog Day kind of thing. It kind of loops back around, and
Well,
the dad
what
just
he's doing
walking
as well.
down.
He's
again.
just looping around the block, isn't he?
Just looping around the block like Superman.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know, and just
So she then, I think, writes a check to her husband. Then
she just decides
$5,000.
Christmas is wonderful, and they go to she gives her all the money to open his bike shop, doesn't she?
Yeah, she goes to work and she says, like, I'm not coming to work on Christmas Eve, and he's like, right then, I won't see you again until Thursday or something like that. Like, and then she.
I love how he just goes into work and goes, "No, I don't want to. It's Christmas," and he's like, "Yeah, it is Christmas."
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy who's been an arsehole from the beginning is now suddenly all right. And then she goes to the gas station and
she buys Mr. Dorito Chips' gas stove.
for $50 or something.
For $50.
So he won't go and rob the
bank. Yeah. And then they go and watch the tree getting turned on.
Yeah.
I think. Which I was still kind of expecting bad stuff to happen at this point.
Okay.
I was like, they're gonna turn the tree on, it's gonna explode, and like all the kids be set on fire or something, because fucking Gideon was still there in the background haunting the place.
Yeah, because he's like, even though Harry Dean Stanton doesn't have much dialogue, he's in like most of the scenes. Like,
he's in most of the scenes. Yeah.
And then
he just looks like he just stinks of whiskey. Like
Harry Dean Stanton probably did.
Yeah, and like cigars and whiskey. He just looks like that, and it's so bizarre. And it's so bizarre to see him as an angel. This is like, it's like, when they tried to do like hip angel films in the 90s,
Almost
like Michael and stuff like that. Yeah.
It's like he's like, "Who are you, Mister?" "A friend."
Yeah, totally.
A friend.
Oh God! But what's the last shot of the film? Though?
She meets Santa. She sees Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how it ends, and they say "Merry Christmas" to each other, and it's all nice, apparently.
Yeah.
But she's going to spend the rest of her life terrified to not be happy on Christmas.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. I think this is a horror film. So a fantasy film is normally a character. You have that archetypal hero's growth where they learn something by the end and become a better person.
Yes.
Whereas a horror film, the character is normally like traumatized by what they've witnessed throughout dealt with. So she now knows what it feels like to have lost her kids and her husband.
Yep.
And will forever have that on her, and knows that they could be gone at any time. So she now lives in fear of that the whole time.
She's got to, right? She's got to just live in fear about what this could possibly mean. And what I don't understand, what she did wrong. It's not like It's a Wonderful Life when it's kind of like, see how good you actually have it. But it kind of is that, I guess. I guess that's what the message is. But all she was is having a tough time. She didn't she wasn't evil to anyone. Was it because she painted the kitchen yellow and that's a horrible colour?
How awkward was that scene where the guy was he burst in to show the new people around the house, and they're like,
just shitting
"Oh, it's
on
a god awful colour in this kitchen," and then the guy who owns the house was like, I don't think it was yellow when you moved in. And she's like, no, I painted it this colour. I like it.
She goes, I like yellow. And I was like, it looks fine, yeah.
Like, I've never seen a film that kind of embraces all the aspects of Christmas, all the joy and stuff, but is miserable as fuck. Like,
yeah, totally. It's almost like...
I feel like they went into making this film with good intentions, but just missed the mark on everything.
Yeah, there's nothing particularly bad about the film.
No, it's well
like
acted.
The writing's
it's not
kind of good. Yeah, the acting's great. Like the direction's good. You know, it's well shot. It's not, it's not poorly shot or anything like that. It's
really misjudged. I think. I don't know.
Really misjudged. All the pieces come together so weirdly.
I kind of like it for that though, because it's so
weird. But I couldn't be like, let's watch One Magic Christmas again.
No, I would say to people, you've got to watch this film because it's bonkers.
You got to see it to believe it. Yeah. It's weirdly, it's so. I tell you, Christmas films have a sense of like underlying joy to them as well, even if when they're depressing. And this doesn't even really have that at any point. It's a very morose, slow, dark kind of film. It's very slowly paced, even with the action stuff.
It's not a long film. It's like, what, 80 minutes?
No,
something like that?
80 minutes, yeah, 90 maybe. But even that, it's not got any tempo to it. And even when it's happy at the end, it doesn't really feel that happy. It feels more like a kind of like, I don't know, like a morale tale rather than any kind of joy at the end of it. It's a weird film.
Yep.
It's a weird film. Like, and just the idea that Santa just kills people to make sure that you're going to say Happy Christmas.
I know, it's bonkers, like legit bonkers.
Well, thanks for delivering that to us. But what did you rate it? Like, what was? I think it's hard to rate. I can't remember what I gave
It's like a 2.5 or a 3. Like again, like I said,
yeah.
I didn't think it was. It's not a badly made film, and it's well written, but it just misses the mark at every single time. But yeah. I think that's what's brilliant about it as well. It's just like
sure.
Like it's just, I don't know.
It's bizarre. It's a bloody bizarre film.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
I know you got to say Merry Christmas. That's the one. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and write to Santa, otherwise he'll get you.
Right. So what are we talking about next week then?
Next week we're back to our 50 series, and we're doing Rafifi.
I think Paul's joining us. I think we mentioned it on the last one, but it's always
because I forgot there's a Christmas special in between them.
I could have edited you out saying that, but I thought, fuck it, I can't be bothered.
No, but you like to make me look like an idiot. That's why I like with your editing.
Let's see if I can do this without sounding angry. Right. So thanks very much for listening, and don't forget to please rate, review, and subscribe on whatever you listen to us on. I'm going to do that again. I sound drunk. I'll do this with the same enthusiasm as this film. I'll do it as Harry Dean Stanton. Please rate, review, and subscribe to.
Can you keep a secret?
Yeah, we're on Twitter, but not many people know. It's, anyway.
Well, I'm an angel, a Christmas angel.
Anyway, so yeah, thanks very much for listening. Please don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on whatever platform you listen to us on, be that like Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon Music, what else is there? YouTube, all those kinds of things. We'd greatly appreciate it, and yeah, please reach out to us or follow us on Twitter. We are at AdjustYourTracking. That's with a YR, not a your. And yeah, don't forget, if the picture's bad, ho ho ho, always adjust your tracking.
Merry Christmas,
one and all.
I was going to say, like, it's a little bit like if Christmas Carol, if, like, it was Bob Cratchit who had to go for all the ghosts.
Do you know what? That's probably what it was.
Maybe.
Well,